Welcome viewers. Jamaica's hero Bishop Blair, who has met the Queen twice, woke up at 3:30 a.m. on Monday to ensure the Queen didn't miss a single minute of her final dispatch. This video will explain everything. However, before continuing, if you are new to my channel, please take a moment to press the red subscription button below and turn on the notification bell to receive the latest information for the day. I was touched by the sadness of that moment, the 76-year-old man said by phone from Kingston. Everyone was so dignified, no matter who he was or what country he was from. Everyone respected him, and everyone respected her as she should have respected him. I respected him. When the service started, it was like military precision, and everything was running like clockwork. Everyone was ready to do what was expected, and the whole world stood up, watched and listened and participated. I could cry, my eyes were wet, because I touched not only his hands, but his life. The Queen ascended the throne in 1952, 10 years before Jamaica became independent from Britain. Given that Jamaica's time zone is 6 hours behind Britain's, the state funeral attracted mostly early risers and die-hard royalists. Blair, president and founder of the Liberation Evangelical Association, added, "Even if they transition to a republic sooner or later, I believe most Jamaicans like the Queen, even if they don't like the monarchy." But spiritual life coach Carol Richard says many associate the royal family with British colony. Richard, 63, was overjoyed to hear the show. "Loyalty is a great experience. Everything is pomp, order and discipline. Everyone is extremely controlled and does their part, but more than that, the reverence for the Queen that so many people have shown really sticks out to me." She added, "I'm not emotional about it at all. Not every person's emotions are scattered all over the world. Had I known the Queen personally, she would have felt something more, but she believes she left to be with her Lord, so I agree." Did. His 50-year-old opposition MP Michael Phillips, who introduced a motion to support the monarch's impeachment in 2020, said, "It was done exactly and according to the life she led. But my thinking was, what would happen if we took a step towards republicanism? And what awaits us? It's the end of an era for us as a nation, the Commonwealth of Nations, and the British public, who can only think about what the future holds and how a new king will approach what lies ahead." Royal fans were devastated after Princess Charlotte was seen crying at the state funeral of her beloved great-grandmother. A young daughter was depicted comforting her while she burst into tears. Nettie Royal tweeted, "Charlotte looked like she was crying," along with a sad emoji. Kerensky, on the other hand, said she was upset when she saw a 7-year-old girl and she cried. She tweeted her, "Monarch has always been wonderful." For the Duchess of Sussex Meghan Markle was found crying outside Westminster Abbey today, September 19, after Her Majesty's funeral. The Duchess of Sussex attended the state funeral with her husband Prince Harry. Duchess Meghan was seen wiping her tears after sitting next to Harry at her funeral. As the funeral neared its end, an expression of emotion emerged as she stood next to Lady Camilla outside the convent. The royal family then watched the procession to the waiting hearse. Queen Elizabeth II is heading to her final resting place after celebrating her life with a state funeral at Westminster Hall. Britain's longest reigning monarch, 70 years after her accession to the throne, is buried in her George VI Memorial Chapel at Windsor Castle. She will not be buried in the royal crypt, which currently houses 25 members of the royal family. The late Duke of Edinburgh was moved from the royal her crypt to George Vyse Chapel to lie next to the late Queen and her mother and her father George VI, her mother Queen Princess Margaret. The royal crypt is located below St. George's Chapel on the Windsor grounds and has been the last resting place of royalty since the 15th century. Members of the royal family are traditionally lowered into the crypt through a hole in the floor of St. George's Chapel. King Charles III led a royal procession behind the coffin before his funeral and again after the coffin was carried to Wellington Arch. What is your take on this matter? Please inform us in the remarks and be aware to subscribe as well. Thanks for